Bixby is Samsung voice assistant AI intelligent software that runs on their mobile phones. I wanted to see what Bixby is like on the Galaxy Note 9. So today we're going to take it out for a spin. Hey, welcome to another Talking Tech with a Techie Guy. My name's Liron Segev, where I make technology simple. If it's something that you're into, smash that subscribe button that's right here, and let's get on to today's show. So the first thing we want to talk about is Bixby Home. So what you do is you pinch your screen, move over to the left side, and here you see Bixby Home, and you've got to enable that. Once you do that, simply open it up, and there it is. Now, to access it from the home screen, simply swipe, and there it is again. So each one of these is called a card. Another card is a Twitter card, a briefing card. To customize this, you go to the top here to your three little dots and choose settings, and then choose cards. When you do that, these are all the cards that are currently available. So you can get updates from CNN, Facebook, etc. You've got these cards here that you can install and set up and enable. Now, my briefing, for example, on the left hand side, if you tap on it, you can enable all these topics or disable all these topics. Now, there's lots to choose from, and essentially each one of those will appear on here. Now, there's talk of some lag between going from the home screen to here. I did find that the first time that it loads a new card, it does take a little while to upload, but once it does that, it actually works perfectly fine. I mean, there's no really lag here. The only thing I have a problem with on these cards is that they don't really do much beyond show you a little bit of information. So, for example, your weather. Well, I've got a weather widget here already. Okay. But YouTube, for example, as a card, it just shows you the top 3 videos, and you can't really do anything beyond that. So your 3 little dots above each card allows you to pin it to the top, hide for now, or never show again, don't show again. But beyond this, it doesn't really do anything else. Twitter just shows you the trending topics that are currently going on, and of course this is my briefing sheet and I've chosen specific topics. But besides that, this is really very vanilla. I mean, there's nothing really here that's exciting that you can say, wow, I don't see this anywhere else. But it's here. Some people like it. Use it if you do. So what we want to focus on is the Bixby Voice Assistant. And it's got a dedicated launch button, which is this button on here below your volume button. Now you cannot remap this button at this stage. So the only thing you can do is when you press it, it will fire up your Bixby home screen. Now over here, what I want you to look at is the top 2 menu options. One on the left is your profile, and the one on the right is where you're going to do all your settings and customizations. So since we're here, well, let's carry on in here and go through it. If you want here, you got your tutorials, which basically tell you how to talk to Bixby, what's the best way to do it, what's the wake up voice, etc. A whole bunch of tutorials you can quickly step through. 3 little dots again. Going to settings. Now here's where you can change the language and voice style. Currently it's Stephanie. You can change it to Julia.
Hi, my name is Bixby.
Hi, my name is Bixby.
So that seems to be the best of the 3 little options that you have here, kind of sort of human-like. Languages, severely lacking. I mean, I'm really hoping they will expand that because this is just not enough. Now that you've chosen our voice, now you have a choice for voice response, automatic listening, wake up. So let's do some examples before we kind of get into deep dive into these. What I do like about Bixby Voice is that it allows you to customize your phone or get into settings by simply saying what you want to do. So for example, hi Bixby, set screen timeout to 5 minutes.
Screen timeout is already set to 5 minutes.
Okay, so you don't have to know where it is in the settings, because typically you would have to go down here into your settings, display, go to something like screen timeout, and then there it is. Well, you don't have to do that anymore. You can simply say what you want to do. Now, hi Bixby, run device maintenance.
I didn't understand that.
So when you say something that it doesn't understand, it tries to give you some options that it thinks you might kind of be going for. So the one thing that you'll find is that if you've got a little bit of an accent like I do, or a lot of an accent like I do, it really struggles with certain things. Let me show you. Calculate 10 times 4.
Turns out we're not able to calculate that.
So I don't know if you saw, but it basically said something like time full. What's the weather today?
Cloudy with temperatures from 69 degrees to 74 degrees.
Now you'll also notice at the bottom it gives you some additional options that you can just say, is it raining, wind speed, but you just have to tap that and you notice to link that query to what you just asked. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Now let's go back into your Bixby settings. And now let's go through these. So you've got voice response. Now you can see that when I spoke to Bixby, it responded back. Now what we're going to do is we're going to say, don't respond back with voice, do it and don't tell me that you've done it. Now if I press this button on the side here, so I'm pressing this button, and I have to hold it down. Set screen timeout to 10 minutes. It just does that. Let's go back into the settings. So if you ever struggle that Bixby doesn't respond to you, what you can do is go into your settings and then go down to where it says voice wake up. Press on that, and at the bottom it says improve voice wake up accuracy. Alright, let's try this. Hi Bixby. Hi Bixby. Okay, so it got it, it thinks it's happy. Okay, you can also have Bixby enabled whilst the phone is locked. Hi Bixby, what's on my calendar today?
You'll need to unlock your phone first.
Okay, well at least it got that right, so that's pretty cool. What you can do is go into your three little dots and then choose quick commands. Now what that does is it allows you to batch a whole bunch of commands together. So for example, if you said going home, it will turn on the Bluetooth, turn off the Wi-Fi and get direction to your home address. You can do things like good night, which will turn off the do not disturb, disable always on, set the wake up alarm for 8 AM, work out what the weather is for tomorrow, read tomorrow's schedule. Now you can customize your own one. So you click on add, got to give it a name. I don't know, do it. Now you got to give it a command. Now here you got to select the command, say a command or type the command. Okay, so now we've got a new one that we've customized. Hi Bixby, do it.
I didn't understand that.
So that's the one thing, is that if it isn't a way to verify that your request or your commands are actually going to work. So what you should do is always test it before you add it to your batch jobs. So on your home screen, with your Bixby home screen, what you can do is swipe to the right, and here it's going to give you all the commands that it currently has. So what's pretty cool is that if you choose something like phone, for example, you want to know what commands are available with this particular option, you've got something called discover. You press that to give you some ideas of the kind of commands you can issue it. So for example, hi Bixby, what's a good tip on $25?
Your 15% tip on $25 total is $3.75.
Hi Bixby, what's a bad tip on $25?
Your 15% tip on $25 total is $3.75.
So unless you ask it a very specific questions, it's just going to stick with a generic. So, hi Bixby, what's 20% tip on $25?
Your 20% tip on $25 total is $5.
Next up, let's have a look at the Bixby installed inside your camera app. So you launch the camera app, and on the side you got this little Bixby icon. Press that, and you'll notice at the bottom you've got a couple of Bixby options. So they range from shopping to QR codes to makeup. Yes, it is makeup, and this is what happens when you press makeup. Yeah, that is indeed scary, but it allows you to change shades, and I suppose some people can get really good use out of this. Yeah, maybe not my vibe. Alright, other features. So if you go down to the bottom and you press T for translate, and what that does, it allows you to point at anything and it will translate it into the languages that you've chosen. So this is English to Spanish, and I pointed at a sign and it basically does the translation instantly. This could be really useful, especially when you're traveling and you don't understand things like the menu, for example. Moving along, there's something called food. If you pointed at something that's obvious, like a banana, it's going to give you some information and where to get it and what it will cost. Even something a bit weird like bread rolls, well, it kind of picked it up, but not 100% all the time. It gave you a bunch of options, right? Moving along to something called shopping. Pointed at something that you recognize and it will say, right, this is great value, it must be a Walmart brand. But then you point it to another brand and it just doesn't know what to do with it. So this kind of works, it's kind of good, but it's not 100% reliable all the time. So that was it. That was my Bixby test run. As you can see, it didn't really go so well. Maybe it's not something that I'm going to be enabling anytime soon. Unfortunately, on the Note 9, you cannot disable the Bixby button, which I think is a little bit ridiculous. At the very least, let us remap it to something else. Samsung, if you're listening, maybe in a future update you could do that. I don't know what you guys feel, whether you use Bixby, whether it works better for you, maybe it's an accent thing. Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't seen my previous Note 9 videos, I'll link them up in the cards up here. There's some 35 camera settings, there is S Pen settings, there's 14 things that you can do with your Samsung Note 9. So go check out those videos. If this is your first time here and you like this kind of content, smash that subscribe button down here. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Cheers for now.